Okay, guys, real quick video. I just wanted to let everybody know that I've been going through. You guys remember the playlist that I did, and it just happened to be the Four Patriots food pack because that was the one that was being advertised the most everywhere that I did, and it was all based on should Christians prep, and I have a playlist should Christians prep, and a lot of videos in there talking about. First of all, I did full preparation, showed a comparison between MREs I had sitting out in my yard for 5 years. The difference is astonishingly, far away from each other. The Four Patriots, I cooked it according to the directions, and several times we even had to cook it a little longer because the food didn't even cook. The chicken rice didn't. The rice was hard, and the peas were hard, and the carrots were hard. Nothing tasted like it was supposed to. It was terrible. If you haven't seen that playlist, go do my playlist and check that out. But I also I had a video in there talking about what Christians are supposed to do in these situations because there's a lot of people out there, Christians, that are telling you fill your house full of stuff, and that is wrong. It's bad advice. That's not biblical. We're not to lay up for the day of the Lord, and that's exactly what people are doing. And what it is it's taking your concentration and your focus off Christ, and it's putting it on yourself. Don't do that. But go watch those videos. But I'm going to start adding videos to that playlist because I'm watching these guys here. This is Equipped to Endure. And you can go and sub to these guys if you want to. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to add this one. I'm going to start adding other videos because more people are starting to do these comparisons where they prepare them according to the directions and then show you a side-by-side comparison tasting them. In this particular video, they're doing ReadyWise. That's one of the big ones that everybody's pushing. And Mountain House. I've always been drawn to Mountain House because of the type of food it is. It's actual freeze-dried food, and you pour hot water in it, close the pack, mix it up. That's it. It's done. Simple, easy. These other ones, like ReadyWise and Four Patriots, you actually have to have a stove, pots and pans, water to actually cook the food. That's not emergency food. In an emergency, you may not have power. How are you going to cook it? That means you got to go outside and start a fire in the yard. You got to do something so you can not just boil water to pour over. You actually have to cook the food to make it edible. Mountain House, you don't. Mountain House is one of the ones where add hot water, close the pack, it does it all by itself. And these guys, if you watch this video, this will be the next one added. They're tasting them side by side, and it's a night and day taste difference. Plus the consistency. And the question always comes down is, will my kids eat it? And one of the guys that was in this video, he's not in the screen now, he said, my kids won't eat this. He goes, I can't feed this to my family. He goes, this is terrible. And then they had the same problem I had with Four Patriots. The preparation is wrong. And it all comes out like soup. Tastes chemically. It's just not right. So this is something that I started doing because I want to show people the truth behind these things because the advertisement is completely wrong. In fact, there are suppliers who are doing their own YouTube videos saying, oh, you need to buy this, you need to buy this, you need to buy this. You can't rely on MREs because they don't last but about a year or 2 years. That's completely wrong. That's absolutely wrong. The MREs that I used in my video, and I still have some, I took one of the boxes and tossed them out in the yard. Now, I got these in mid-2010. And then I came here when I got medically discharged from Fort Drum in the end of 2014. And that's when I threw that box out there. That box sat out there in the yard for 5 years from 2014 on. But it already had years on it, So these are 10-year plus old MREs because they were even old whenever I got them from Fort Hood. So they were already old to begin with. And then I added another 5 years in my yard, hot and cold here in South Texas. So they should have been completely ruined, yet they weren't. They were perfectly edible. I ate one, my wife ate one. Nothing wrong with it. So it's very important for you to not listen to what people say who are supposed to be quote-unquote experts in their field, but to go and actually do your own research on this stuff. I went and I bought, because they were doing a buy one, get one free. I paid for it. It was $40, $50, something like that. Paid for it, tested it, and it was so bad that I actually contacted the company, and because they had a phone number, and I said, I don't want to do any business with 4 Patriots. Please take me off your mailing list. I don't want no emails, no nothing. And I expected them to ask why, and I was going to tell them, and they never asked why. I'm figuring probably because they're getting a lot of people that are telling them, hey, your food's junk. It's not edible. Kids do not like this. It doesn't even taste like food. So if you haven't watched those videos, go watch them. It was horrendous. And if you're thinking about doing something like this, make sure you're informed as to what the truth is. Don't listen to the manufacturer. You need to go to an outside source. The best ones are people who do real world preparation and test. Because now it's easy to test it. You don't want to have this stuff sitting in your basement or your garage where it's not temperature controlled. They say it'll last 25 years, and yet it really doesn't. You actually are going to have to try this stuff out in an emergency situation, and that's going to suck if you find out that it's bad in the emergency situation. So do it now before you end up in an emergency situation. That way you already know ahead of time what's going on. All right, guys. Wanted to throw that out there for you. Keep an eye on those playlists. I'm adding videos all the time. I'm trying to go through them and get some of them sorted out because some other videos ended up in some of them. I don't even know where those videos even came from. But check out that playlist and see what you think. All right, see you guys in the next one.